Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cezanne. I am a third grade teacher in Georgia. Today is Monday, January 27th. It is the week after my birthday. So this weekend, just to catch y'all up, this weekend I went on a trip to Orlando, Florida. So if you follow me on Instagram, I did document some of those trips or whatever, or some of that trip, excuse me. And it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot of good things. I learned how to run a campaign. I learned how to be a leader within my building. And so I'm thinking about applying some of those things. I've thought about a different track, like career track. So it just made, if anything, it got me thinking. It was a lot of fun, and it was in Orlando. I was tired. I didn't get to party how I wanted to, because normally, like, I catch up on sleep on Friday so that the weekend I'm pretty much good. But I didn't get a chance to do that on Friday because we stayed up really late on Friday. So now I'm kind of like, now I'm refreshed, but that Saturday I had to go to sleep. I think I went to sleep at 9:30. I cannot remember the last time I went to sleep at 9:30 on a Saturday. So yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. If anything, I relaxed and had a good time. Today was pretty good. Like, it could have been a lot worse, it could have been a lot better, but it was pretty good for the simple fact that I planned on last Wednesday, so I had my plans ready and I did my PowerPoint as I did my plans, so I was pretty much good. The only thing that kind of threw me off was math, which was fine, but I had my science stuff ready, I had my reading stuff ready, and then math was already done for me, so it was pretty good. So math was cool. However, I did have to get on to my students because they left the room looking partially a mess. It wasn't that bad, but I'm sure it looked a lot worse Friday afternoon. But because, we have people clean up, I'm pretty sure it didn't look that bad. But, like, it was chairs left out. Like, it was crazy. Pencils on the floor, like, just all types of things. So, milk and cereal left over from Friday, and I'm really surprised that it did not smell in here. So I had them spend the first 15 minutes when they got here cleaning up the classroom. They had to put their iPads. The iPads were just stacked. They had to put their iPads up how they should be put up. They had to stack the chairs like it was Friday afternoon. They had to go around, pick up all the pencils, all those things, because I just need them to understand that even though I'm not here on Friday, you're expected to do this. So they did that, and we kind of, got our day started a little crazy, but they got started and I didn't have any issues. And then we got started with reading, and I'm still using ReadyGen. The only thing, well, I was told today that using ReadyGen, I can skip over some parts, which is good to know, because that means I don't have to read the entire thing, which I wasn't doing anyway. I was just kind of skipping, but now it's good to know that I can kind of skip to that reading part of the lesson. So in ReadyGen, if you don't know, in ReadyGen, it starts off where you're going over the objective and all those things, and then you get into you read the story. So you read, and in third grade they have you read a couple of chapters out of a chapter book. So you read the story, then you do like a think, pair, share, then you do a after you do think, pair, share, then you do a it's like a close read. So then you go back, you're asking the students questions, they're thinking back to what they read and answering the questions, so that that they have a good understanding of the text. And then you get into that, you go to vocabulary, and then you get into the reading part of the lesson. So like, you go through all these things. So what did I say? The objective, essential questions, you read, you do think, pair, share, then you do a close read, vocabulary. You go through 6 things before you actually get to the reading lesson, and that was taking a lot of time, especially considering my class. It's a different class, so yeah, it was taking us a lot of time. So I had kind of like took some liberties, and I, instead of reading 2 chapters, I read 1 chapter, and then instead of doing the close read, I just hopped over, and the close read and the vocabulary, I just kind of hopped over into the reading lesson, what the objective is tied to. So I would still read to them, and I would do the think, pair, share, but instead of doing the close read, I just went over and did what I needed to do. And I did teach them how to look in a dictionary. So their vocabulary piece they do on their own. They find the definition, then they write a sentence. So yeah, that was good. But today we did compare and contrast, which they did pretty good on. I was very surprised, or just like shocked, that they picked up on it, because I was like, oh man, this is going to be difficult for them to get, but they got it exactly how I wanted them to get it. So that was a good teacher moment today. So that was reading. And then with math, that was a little difficult. Math is always a little hard because it's in the afternoon, and they are just like all over the place. So that's a little difficult. However, we got through it. But they had like this, it's a task, we used a task that our state provides us with. So it's called Candy Crush. So it's basically like you're being rewarded for your good behavior. You're going to use counters, and we're dealing with fractions. And so I was like, oh wow, we haven't really gotten into like parts of a set and how to separate those into fractions. So this was a good time for them to kind of get through it like that. The good frustration, needless to say. So like the first one is like jar number 1 contains 24 pieces of Twizzlers. How many Twizzlers will you get if you can have 1/4 of them? So they had to tell me, okay, well, if I have 24 pieces and I separate it into 4 equal groups, I take away 1 group, how many were in that group? Well, 6. So it's getting them to connect the dots between fractions and division. So that was pretty good. And so we did this. It did take them the entire period, so I did not get to see any of my groups today. But what I was doing, which I hoped would connect with them, I went over my anchor chart and I made sure that I kind of talked about it, but it didn't connect to them until they actually did it, of course. And then I was walking around and assisting them. We had to, luckily I had my scholar here, so she was walking around with me. We were just kind of rotating. It was all good. I think by the end of it, they kind of grasped the concept a little bit. Tomorrow, they probably will finish the back side of it. So I may do like number 1 says, write a number sentence that represents how you solved each problem. I may do jar number 1 with them. So let's go back to jar number 1. Then 24 pieces. How did we find the answer? Well, we put it into 4 groups. Okay, so when we are doing this, what is it called? So I may do that with them tomorrow before they go off into their groups, or into their centers. Right now, because I was told that the entire 3rd grade is getting observed, which I don't know if that includes me or not, because I'm such a special case. Ding. I am just gonna make sure that I'm all set. I know my reading is pretty good. I may have to add a couple of phonics things in there. And then I do want to make sure that I'm adding a little bit of my writing in there. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and add some of the writing component in there, and then make sure. So what I have to start doing to make sure that we hit everything, including our small groups, I may have to like start a little earlier. Like I was giving my class a little more time in the morning, especially with the morning tutorial happening now. I was giving them a little more time in the morning to read their books and take AR tests, but that's cutting into our instructional time. So I'm gonna have to figure that part out. But yeah, we may have to do that in the afternoon or like right after lunch to calm them back down, especially because I'm not taking them outside at this point. So yeah, that may be what we do, like that 15 minutes during our recess. We may have to do AR and catch up. so I can just make sure I have my ELA done and my reading in ELA. So right now I am just making sure my lesson plans are pretty much complete. Beginning my lesson plans for next week, which probably won't be done until tomorrow or Wednesday. Especially I have a math lesson plan that's, we really won't be doing it until like the middle of February, and so I need to go ahead and finish that because I got to do the next one. So yeah, I'm about to get to work. Hey guys, welcome back. Today is Tuesday, January 28th. So right now it is my planning, and I don't need to plan for today, but I am planning ahead. I'm doing some projects. So like I think I said yesterday, February is literally next week, and I want to give out this project before next week. I'm having my students do HBCUs, so they're going to do I was thinking about having them make like a pamphlet, like why you should go to this HBCU. So they're going to be doing like I said, a report on historically black colleges and universities. Right now I'm trying to see if I can find some books that they could be reading, so that they can complete the report. They're definitely gonna have to do a poster. Like I said, I was thinking about having them do a pamphlet. However, I don't know. It's all good. I don't think they would know, but I think I am going to still ask them to do a brochure, and I'll show them what a brochure is. I'll send home a copy of a brochure, and so now I'm trying to piece it together because I haven't found one online, so I have to create the project myself. Also, I'm about to turn on a podcast, like a really good teacher podcast where you get a lot of good ideas. It's the Not So Wimpy Teacher Podcast. I think I said this in last week's vlog, but I'm gonna post it down here. Right now she's talking about Valentine's Day activities for your classroom, and I really want to do that. I was thinking about doing the Super Bowl theme, but I think that's going to be too much for me to prepare for, so I think I'll do Valentine's Day, which should be super easy, and then I'm going to do Black History, and then in March we're going to do March Madness, which I got this from, I think it's Saunders and Second. She's on Instagram. I'll try to link her down below as well. I'm using her thing, but I still have time to plan for March Madness. Like I said, I was going to do a big Black History Month thing, and I have a lot of wall space across from my hall, or across, the way, and so I wanted to do that over there, and then probably next to my board I'll do March Madness, which will be really cool. I'm going to do a big bracket on the wall, so that they can see that. So the theme for Black History Month this year for the entire school is basically HBCUs, but mine is going to be a different world. I'm going to decorate my door, have it a different world. I think today, because it's nice and sunny, I'm going to have all my students take a picture of them like around, and their hands are all going to be up, so I can put it on my door, and it's going to be like the world. I already made a world for the holidays around the world, so I'm gonna put that up, and then I can go ahead and get started. So I think before I leave today, I was gonna leave early, but I have a lot to do. So before I leave today, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take down my map that I had for holidays around the world. I'm gonna put a timeline on the wall, so that my students, when they come back, so I'm going to put a timeline on the wall so that they can, maybe not yet. I may wait on that. Yeah, because the way I'd like to do my timeline is like 3D. And we're going to wait on that. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to get started with my work because I've been talking to y'all for a little bit too long. And I'm also eating my lunch because I missed lunch. Life of a teacher. I'll check in with y'all later. Hey y'all, I'm back. So we just got out of a faculty meeting, and I did not have practice. Okay, so we just got out of a faculty meeting, and luckily I got out of practice. I mean, we really do need to practice, but I don't want to practice. I'm sorry. I really need a snack. I am eating fruit, even though they fed us pizza. I feel like pizza is like empty carbs. Unless you eat like 3 pieces, you don't feel full. We just got out of faculty meeting right now, and it was about data. It was very lengthy. It's like almost 5 right now. The meeting started at 3. It was very lengthy. However, I'm not gonna stress myself out about it. I can only do what I can do. So I'm gonna push my kids, of course, but I'm not gonna stress myself out, because one thing that I just thought about this morning, actually, like, you stressed out and you out, they're gonna find somebody to replace you, like, seriously. So I gotta take care of me. What I'm about to do now, I have to get these anchor charts done. So I gotta get my science anchor chart and my social studies anchor chart. In science, we're doing rocks, minerals, and soil, which we're supposed to have been on since like December. Have I taught it? No. The thing about my school is we are mainly focusing on reading and math, so we don't, like, social studies and science are in our schedule. Yes, we do have to put in grades, however, we get to it when we get to it. This is so rude, but this fruit is so good, y'all. The fruit from Publix is really good, and they make their fruit bowls fresh every morning. So you want to stop by, if you have time to stop by in the morning to get fruit, do it. Publix. So anyway, however, I do want to at least hit on some of those things, because I do, like, I feel bad when I'm putting in grades. I don't have any grades for social studies and science. So I am going to go ahead, and we're doing rocks and minerals tomorrow. Today, yesterday what we did was we did a quick video. So I'm going to put that in as a participation grade. So we watched rocks and minerals video yesterday. Today we put together our booklet. I don't know where mine went. Oh my goodness. I do want to show y'all. Where is it? I don't know where my booklet went. Hold on a second. Okay, so here's my booklet. So as you can see, it just says rocks and soil, and this is the teacher copy. I cannot remember off the top of my head where I got this from, but it's a bundle and it's on Teachers Pay Teachers. I'll be sure to link it below. And so I'm using that. So tomorrow we're gonna do rocks and minerals. I'm gonna read the passage, and then our groups are gonna answer the questions. And then the next day we're gonna do attributes. And then the activity for attributes, it says, using these samples provided by your teacher, select one of the rocks or minerals and write a paragraph describing the physical attributes using the following words: color, shape. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna think about that. The next one, they have to answer the questions. This is on hardness and the Mohs scale. Next one is soil, and last is erosion, which in 3rd grade, I can't remember if we necessarily have to get into that, but anyway. Also, what we're gonna do, this is on 13 colonies. So the same lady, it's for Georgia. So this same seller has one for rocks and soils, and for science and social studies, and they go right along with our standards. So that was one of the big things on the planning podcast that I listened to, was if you don't have resources, like, go and buy like a year-long bundle and just follow that. That way you're not scrounging to find like something to do your work or whatever, or find activities and blah blah blah. And especially because we do not teach science that often, like this was really easy. I don't have to think too hard, it's already there. So I'm just doing that. Then next week I'll go back to social studies, which 13 colonies we started last week. So yeah, so I'm about to make those anchor charts. The next thing I need to do is begin my reading plans and finish up my math plans. And the only reason I'm doing both of these, because in that podcast that I talked about last week, it says do one subject all at once, like just plan everything all at once, so you have all of those things out. You can just sit there and plan. So tomorrow I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna do all of my reading plans for the next month. So from February 3rd, from February 3rd to March, I'm gonna do my plans, and that should be pretty easy because next week I finish up one of my units and I start a new one the following week. So it's gonna be pretty easy because I'm gonna do a lot of assessments. Like I need to give an assessment tomorrow because we finished one of the books. And with Ready Gen, a test comes with the book. So I need to give that assessment. So I have some information to put into Infinite Campus as far as grades. And then I think I'm going to wipe down my board and head out. So I know this is so bad, but I had to. You know, this fruit is so good. Get you some fruit. I'm gonna get started. Okay guys, so I did want to just let you all know the resource that I'm using for science is called Pandemonium. It is the rocks and soils, like I said. So that's Pandemonium is the store, and she gives, like I said, the social studies. So this is the 13 colonies one, or colonial America, British colonial America, and I just created an anchor chart. As you can see, it's projected on my Promethean board. I projected it and I just copied it, and over here, as you can see, this is my recreation of it. So I just did 13 colonies and I colored it in, and there you have it. So like I said, I just projected it on the Promethean board and copied it. And then I also created this Let's Rock, and it has igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. These are my fraction anchor charts that I got from Aim Grow Spec, but I think I showed y'all that already. Y'all, so I'm about to head out. It is already dark outside, as you can see. So I'm about to head out. Right now I'm just packing my bag. I'm done with my anchor charts. That has been something that I've been kind of like about, because I really love making anchor charts, and that's kind of where I get my stress relief. It really calms me to do something artistic like that, something with my hands. But I'm pretty much prepared for tomorrow. I just gotta do my PowerPoint and then I'm ready. So I'll check in with y'all tomorrow. Hey guys, today is Thursday, January 30th, and it's like 6 o'clock, actually 6:15, and I just wanted to pop on because I know I didn't yesterday. Yesterday I worked, had to throw away a toy. Yesterday I was working on lesson plans. I didn't get to check in with you all in the morning, and I didn't get to check in with you all yesterday afternoon, evening. I was telling you all about how I listened to Not So Wimpy Teacher, and she batches her lesson plans like a batch of cookies. Like she batches her lesson plans. So she teaches, she does lesson plans. She does 4 weeks of lesson plans for one subject, so she never has to do it again. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I yesterday I stayed here till about 6, and I worked from 3 to 6, and I got 2 weeks worth of lesson plans, reading lesson plans done. So proud of myself. And luckily for my school, we do collaborative planning. Now I have to do my own reading lesson plans because I don't use the team's lesson plans. I do something a little different, but I do use the team's lesson plans for math, so I don't have to do a month worth of lesson plans for math. However, I do need to finish the math lesson plans that I'm responsible for, because like not next week but the week after we're doing my lesson plans, so they have to be done. So they have to be done by Monday. I'm almost finished. And so but next week I'm gonna work on like really honing in on my science and social studies lesson plans. So I'll be done with that. Right now I really just have to plan for reading because I don't have to do math. I don't technically have to do science and social studies, but I'm doing them anyway. But I'm gonna type out like everything that I'm gonna say and do and all those things onto like a legit lesson plan. I kind of pre-planned in my happy teacher planner, the teacher planner, that's at home. I was so mad at myself for leaving it. But I did pre-plan in that. However, I think that's what I'm going to use it for, because last semester I didn't use it at all, but I do want to get back to using it. So I think I finally got a flow that I can use. But yeah, so right now I'm just going to try to knock out a couple more lesson plans. Plans plural is not going to happen, but I'm at least try to begin week 3 of lesson plans for reading, and then, or no, scratch that, I'm gonna finish up my math lesson plans, and then I can do that. And so then next week I can work on resources and my PowerPoint, and I'm gonna be rocking and rolling. But yeah, all right y'all, so I'm gonna get to work. Morning guys, how are you doing? It's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday. Hey, it's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday, hey, hey, it's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday, hey, hey, it's Friday. Okay. Y'all, I'm so excited. It's Friday. This is the longest week, and normally January is the longest month, but it's been going by pretty fast. This week though, took forever. So today should be a pretty smooth day. Reading, I'm just gonna teach this lesson. Math, we have an assessment, and then I'm gonna catch up on my science. So we didn't get to do science yesterday. We've only done the first page, but this is really good though, because it's giving me an opportunity to understand how long it's gonna take to get through this booklet, right? So I don't have that much time to do science and social studies, so it took them the entire period that we had for science to cut this out, which was only like 15 minutes. So it took them a minute, because this was the first time that we did it, so they didn't necessarily know they were cutting off the tabs, even though I said do not cut off the tabs, whatever. So today we're going to read attributes, and then I'm just going to tell them to I'm going to show them some pictures, and then they can write down the thing. We're going to read about the hardness scale, and then I'm going to stop there, and that at least gives me 2 assignments that they have done. I might actually skip over attributes and go into soil, and we can not do erosion, but I can probably do the hardness scale and soil, and that gives me 3 assignments for science. So that's what I have planned in my head, of course. I am doing better. Like, I do feel a lot better about myself with as far as lesson plans. I'm getting lesson plans down. It only took 4 years, right? So what I will say is, if you're a first year teacher, if you are not in the field yet, but you're doing your student teaching, don't think that your first 3 years are going to be gravy. They have been hell on wheels for me. So, and it did take me 4 years to finally kind of figure out a groove. And even though I'm not done with my 4th year, I'm saying 4 years because I mean this is spring semester of my 4th year. So Yeah, I don't want to get emotional because I mean it is 7:30 in the morning, but I do want to say that take your time, don't rush yourself. I completely rushed myself, and I felt like I was not a good teacher. I still have those feelings today, and it's just like I couldn't catch it, and everybody was like, you're supposed to have it, and no one comes in having it. I'm letting you know now, even though nobody in your building is probably gonna say it, or only one person is saying it to you, nobody comes in having it. Like, seriously, nobody comes in having it, okay? But people expect you to have it, and you kind of gotta filter your way through it. Hopefully you get a principal who understands, because everybody has been at this point. Everybody in the education field, if they've ever been a teacher, because key point, everybody in the education field ain't been a teacher, but if they've been a teacher, they have been at this point where they felt like trash, essentially, that they didn't have it, that they probably should quit, like. And that's part of the reason why I did not record last semester, because I was like, I don't think that I am going to continue teaching. And I'm not going to say that that was the last time I'm going to have that thought, because I'm pretty sure it's going to come up again. However, I have finally reached a peak where I feel like I can do this and I can continue to do this. And I've even found my lane as far as where I want to go in the education field. So, yeah, I just say keep going, guys. Find your rhythm. Do all the professional development outside of what you're required to do, because those required professional developments don't always reach you. So I've had to go out and find my own professional development, like podcasts. I've read books, I've watched YouTube videos, all those things to help me feel like I got something and I can actually do it. And like right now, I'm about to go ask if me doing all these professional developments count towards my professional development. So yeah, y'all keep going. If you don't have anybody in your building that's helping you, find somebody outside of your building that is willing to help you. Like, you just got to reach out and be honest. Like, I literally called my professors and was just like, I'm struggling. I am struggling. I called my mom's friend who has been an educator for like almost 30 years, and now she's like top notch. I won't say what she is, but I told her I am struggling and I need help. Like, just like that. So I encourage you to do that as well. All right, I'll check in with y'all later. I didn't mean for it to go that way, but anyway, I'll check in with y'all later. Hey y'all, I am back. It is now like, it's 6 o'clock, y'all, and I'm still here on a Friday. Yes. So what I just did was kind of update my PowerPoint. I'm gonna still have to do it at home, but I still feel a lot better because I do have my lesson plans done. Right now, I'm about to go to the copy machine. I'm about to turn it around and show y'all everything I'm about to take with me to this copy machine. This is my stack of things that I had to copy. This is the newsletter for the team. All of these resources that I'm about to use, and then copy, and then I have my stapler and my paper clips and all of my copy paper. What?